Okay, Reggie. I saw that Daz went to his Instagram and posted what looks like a contract between Death Row and Afeni, and it was signed by Michel'le, stating that she had the power of attorney. He was complaining about it. I didn't know if you saw it and if you had any insight as to what this was.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell Dad's posted, but that just showed me what I told y'all about 2 years ago. That Snoop and them, they got the paperwork. And I just been waiting. They've been trying to say they don't have the paperwork. But the reason why all this paperwork coming out, because I got a lot of things in motion right now. But I don't understand the paperwork because the first part that he shows, he's talking about February the 6th of 1996. So that would have been paperwork that David Kenner did, that we had to send over to Interscope or whatever, for All Eyes on Me to come out. We all know Michel'le had no power of attorney over Suge in 1996, February of 1996. She got the power of attorney, as I always told y'all, once Suge went to prison. And they did that fake marriage shit and all of that stuff. Is when she was granted Suge's power of attorney for the business, for Death Row Records. And that was done sometime in like 97 while Suge was in custody. It would have been after he got sentenced, so June, July of 1997. Das. So what happened is you sign artists as a producer or you sign them as an artist. Das is unique. Him, DJ Quick, Kanye West, people like that are different. Even Dr. Dre, they're producers slash artists. So they get two type of agreements done on them. Das was signed as a producer. So the record labels have to assign rights over to the record label, which we was in business with Amaru. Amaru was doing all the paperwork with Interscope. We were 50-50 partners. And we signed the paperwork over to Amaru or to Afeni for the agreement, and then they turned it over to Interscope. They give up all of that. When you're producers, you get all of that credit. Daz couldn't go and work on other people. He couldn't go work on when he did that song for Mac 10 and now. When I come to you, that song he did with Mac 10 and now. Suge and Michel'le, whoever, when that album came out, had to sign over those rights to give them permission to be on no albums.
If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. Now Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they've caused. Click the link in my bio to take a short quiz. You may be entitled to potential recovery of up to $1,000.
So Daz, I understand his point is he make it take the thing that she signed the name Michel'le Knight or whatever, but that's a criminal matter if they wasn't married. That ain't nothing, she could have signed whoever. Shit. Suge Knight ain't her name. Any contract with Suge Knight on there would be invalid if we go and base this on names. Suge's name is Marion H. Knight. So people can sign whatever name they want. The only reason Michel'le signed the agreement because she was the power attorney that I had everything taken to get signed from 97 until about 2001, 2002. I have never denied that Michel'le signed off on agreements or checks. I've always told y'all that. The checks were mainly done with a stamp, but agreements, Michel'le will sign off on. But I dealt with Jeff Lowry, the attorney, to get it all done. But the good thing about it, I'm glad Dad's posting all this paperwork because he's showing, or he's showing that they got the paperwork I've been telling y'all with the buyouts. I'm glad Dad's been laying off of me ever since I told him. Next time you mention Reggie Wright stole from you, I'm suing your ass. I'm getting that little $300,000 house in Atlanta. I'm suing because now I definitely know they got the paperwork or whoever's attorney is. And the agreement's going to be popping up. Interscope is already working with me to get things popped up. And yeah, Dash, you changed your publishing company's name after the agreement you and I did. And then you took it out of your daughter's name and made another company's name, or vice versa. Forget what you did. But you got two publishing companies. You know why you did that, bro. So, don't spend that little $90,000 too fast. Cause that's my money, bro. And that's why the rest of the money got stopped. But just before all the attorneys, the idiots on YouTube, come out talking about, oh, why Michel'le sign? Why Michel'le forged his name? Because she was acting on the behalf of Death Row Records. She signed his rights because he signed his rights over on an agreement. Don't y'all remember Daz bragging about how he got $2 million when he did Gridlock and Gang Related and his album when Suge went to jail? Don't y'all remember he had all that control? Why y'all think Daz had all that control then? He was the in-house staff producer. I always told y'all Daz was running stuff as far as producer. Why y'all think he had access to, when he said, I stole the music from Reggie because he didn't know what he was talking about? Why y'all think I would let him be touching on all of the music and stuff? He was the staff producer. But anyway, I just did this video before all the groupies, all the snitching no jokes, and that idiot, stupid, STD carrying, Discretion TV do videos, put their 2 cents over something they don't know about. But definitely Gaptooth. No, he'd be trying to, oh, look. Well, look at what? What? You don't know that record companies have the authority to sign on your behalf when you're their producers? That's no. But just look at the dates. Notice. He showed y'all agreements starting off February 96. And then he referred to the agreement sometime in 97 when Michel'le, had her power of attorney of Suge because Suge was incarcerated. So what y'all looking at before y'all start making opinions. And just remember the things Dad said in the past about all the money he got and why he stayed and wanted to protect the Death Row legacy or the Dog Pound legacy and all of that, and why he kept and stayed with Suge and took the money. Daz didn't leave us until they got guns. Till he saw his cousin getting the shit slapped out of him at the Universal Ramp when they had to get disciplined. Peace.
He came back even after that, Reggie. If you don't recall, because he was.
He did. Him and Big C style. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So you can cut that.
One more thing I wanted to add on this paperwork, Reggie. To your point, and it makes perfect sense about the dates that are on here. I know you said that it has the 1996 date, which it does, but within this agreement too, it refers to the settlement agreement between the estate of Tupac and Death Row Records, which happened, according to this document, June 30th, 1997. So whatever this is definitely after June 30th of 1997 because they're referring to that within this paperwork.
Yes, and everybody know Suge was convicted and was incarcerated and couldn't run his company after March 1st, 1997. Because while he was in county jail, he was still able to do so. But once he got convicted and was sentenced to the state pen, then he wasn't able to do so.
Gotcha. And so, just to sum everything up, you feel like Michel'le signed on behalf of Delmar Arnaud, also known as Daz, because Daz had already signed those rights over to Death Row Records or Death Row LLC or Simon Says or whatever. He no longer held his rights.
Correct. And he had two different agreements. Daz had an agreement that was done when the Dog Pound album and Above the Rim stuff. And what else? Murder Was the Case. But then Daz got a better deal when we needed him to clean up the album for Gridlock, gang related. He did stuff on his own album. We even gave him a better deal I did with him and Big C Style when we wanted Crooked Eye and Superfly. And we had them doing the label together. What was the name of that label? DPG Records or something like that.
Yeah, Dog Pound Records. Yep.
Yeah, Dog Pound Records. So
yeah,
Daz had a few agreements. Daz know he signed those rights over. And Daz, thank you. That's all I got to say. Thank you. Because you showing me that everybody got the paperwork. Paperwork is still out there.
Yeah. And the publishing companies that Daz did his music under that you referred to earlier, the original one was Amani's Music.
That was his daughter. Yeah.
Yep. And then he changed it later, probably after the buyout with you, to Daz Dillinger Music.
Daz Dillinger, yeah. And Daz, just remember, I still deal with Bruce Colbriner. So keep lying. You remember Bruce, your manager? You remember the guy that was the accountant? And guess who he started working for? After, you remember the two black girls that worked for him that stole all your money? You remember that, Daz? And then guess who hired him? And he started working for Simon Says Music, Simon Says Films, Dimple Merchandising. Ask Bruce who he went to work for after that. I got all the tricks, Daz. Bomb first. Man. Make sure y'all go and keep signing up. Y'all doing a great job. I done got 3 persons. After I said one person, I done got 3 people that told me that, hey, Morgan & Morgan took my case. And they saying a check should be coming soon. One person already got the $1,000 check. Y'all keep signing up. I'm not saying everybody gonna get approved, but if you know what to say, if you play like you, well, I can't say that. But if you really got depression, or you fucked up in the head, or always having to be on YouTube, while you at work, while you in church, while you riding down the street, well, your mic can get you $1,000 for the summer. Bomb first. Peace.